cursed commercials, long-standing YouTube mysteries, and probably one of the most disturbing videos you'll ever see on YouTube. We're back for part 2 of this retrospective series on YouTube horror. Anyways, enough yapping, let's get into it. Cursed Kleenex commercial. In 2006, a channel by the name of Dario uploaded an old Japanese Kleenex commercial to YouTube titled Japanese Baby Ogre Kleenex Commercial. The video depicts a woman in a white dress sitting next to a child disguised as an ogre or chia pet? I genuinely can't tell. The woman interacts with the child and the Kleenex tissues while an a cappella version of It's a Fine Day plays in the background of the video.
It's a fine day, people open windows, they leave their houses just for a short while. They walk by the grass and they look at the grass, they look at the sky. It's going to be a fine night tonight. It's going to be a fine day tomorrow.
Kleenex tissue です。
Back in 1986, while this commercial was airing televisions all across Japan, TV stations and even Kleenex began receiving complaints about the ad. It allegedly creeped tons of people out and was just too strange and eerie, prompting some viewers to call those stations about it. It was soon removed from television until it was uploaded to YouTube 20 years later. Of course, knowing how the internet works, loads of theories were carefully handcrafted with mountains of evidence to back them up. Just kidding. People began speculating at complete random. Some said that the cast and crew behind the commercial all passed away with mysterious circumstances, while others believed that the woman was sent to a psychiatric hospital after a psychotic break. Some even thought that the song It's a Fine Day was actually a German curse put on anyone who watched or listened to the ad. I don't think I even have to say it, but all of that is completely fake and made up. The commercial was real and actually aired in the mid-1980s before being pulled off air. Someone uploaded a bunch of old Japanese ads to YouTube that ran during that time period, and that specific Kleenex commercial does show up. Regarding the claims surrounding the cast, the woman in the ad is Keiko Matsuzaka, a Japanese actress who is still alive to this day, almost 40 years after she allegedly passed away or got sent to a psychiatric facility. The identity of the kid in this video is still unknown, though I highly doubt anything bad happened to both him and the rest of the cast as a result of the commercial. So, in the end, the commercial was just a creepy ad made by Kleenex that got removed shortly after airing. No curses or horrific circumstances surrounding it, just loads of speculation, ultimately creating the urban legend known as the Cursed Kleenex Commercial. Saudi Arabia witch sighting. In the early to mid-2010s, a video surfaced online that quickly spread like wildfire. The video allegedly originates in Saudi Arabia, depicting a man filming something I can only describe as weird shit. The man yells and screams a lot as the so-called witch stumbles and runs toward him, screaming as well.
Allah! 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 Allah!
The witch is wearing a stereotypical horror film's white dress with long black hair blocking out their face. The quality of the video mixed with it taking place in nearly complete darkness makes it hard to clearly make out what the person looks like. Now, the video wasn't original to YouTube, as it apparently was spread among group chats in the area it was filmed in, prior to eventually being uploaded. There are plenty of possibilities behind what is actually happening and who this witch is. Some have said that the witch could be an elderly woman who has dementia, psychosis, or some kind of mental health condition, leading them to become lost in that desert area, while others believe that the witch is actually a Bedouin person, a member of a nomadic group of people that lives in that specific region of the world. Both or none of those theories can be true, since this whole thing could totally be fake. The witch could be someone in a costume, with the man recording being in on it. Though it should be noted, Saudi Arabia is somewhere you probably wouldn't want to fake something like this, considering they still severely punish those who practice or engage in witchcraft. Also, in my opinion, the guy's screams seem extremely realistic, so while he could be an incredible actor, I think what's more likely is that the guy was not in on or aware of what was happening, and the apparent witch was someone messing around, playing a prank, or genuinely suffering from something. Let me know what you think is happening in the comments below. Whitehouse, Why You Never Became a Dancer. In 2003, Whitehouse, a former noise music band, released an album titled Birdseed. One of the songs released on this album was called Why You Never Became a Dancer. A few years later, in November of 2008, a YouTube channel called Acid Blood Infusion uploaded a fan-made music video for the song. The video, right from the start, plays the song while a girl's face is moving as if she is talking throughout the entire thing. Not to mention how oddly unchanged the movements seem to be. This is because this girl isn't talking at all. This is actually a still image animated, taken from an extremely disturbing and tragic story. In Japan, during the spring of 1971, a disgusting and horrific rampage took place. A serial killer and rapist, Kiyoshi Okubo, both and killed 8 young girls between the ages of 17 and 21 over the course of 6 weeks. Reiko Takemura, a 21-year-old girl, was one of them. Kiyoshi was caught soon after and ultimately hung 5 years later as punishment. The fan-made music video of Why You Never Became a Dancer uses an old image of Reiko in one of the stories published about the killings. The image was run in an old program, Crazy Talk, which is similar to what deepfake is today, just a very early version. So presumably the channel owner, Acid Blood Infusion, took the photo of Reiko and put it into Crazy Talk to make the image look as though she was talking. This whole thing makes no sense, as it's hard to understand why someone would choose an image of a victim of such a heinous crime to use in a fan-made music video of a band that has no relation to it. Years ago, the Why You Never Became a Dancer video was scary and unnerving to most, though now, with the truth out behind the image used, it's not scary at all. The whole thing is just sad. Username 666. Username 666 is one of the earliest horror videos and even creepypastas that originated on YouTube. Uploaded back in early 2008, the video starts with the channel owner typing 666 into the search bar and hitting refresh again and again and again as the YouTube page distorts and turns into something that looks like a completely different site. It's a pretty good horror edit for something that was released over 16 years ago. Back then, word even spread that there was in fact a real YouTube channel called 666 that got deleted and removed by YouTube, which sparked more interest in the username 666 video. But the channel was most likely banned due to posting more extreme content that wasn't allowed on YouTube. The channel that posted username 666 is Nana825763, a Japanese horror and even gaming channel who has uploaded stuff ranging from simple Minecraft playthroughs to Ant Egg Diaries. They still seem to be relatively active on YouTube, which is generally unusual for accounts as old as theirs, but still cool to see. There isn't much on username 666, it's just an iconic video that was so popular back in the years following its initial upload that I just had to include it. My dead great-grandma's coffin in my own backyard. Okay, this one is pretty fucked. In October of 2010, DJ Def Joey uploaded a deeply disturbing video. Joey is a deaf photographer who, from what I can tell, has a deep obsession with all things macabre and sometimes paranormal. In the video, Joey stands in front of a coffin supposedly containing his real great-grandmother's corpse. He says that she passed away in 1945, 8 years before he was born, so he had never met her when she was alive. Going on to explain how the old cemetery that had kept the coffin had issues preventing them from holding onto it, so Joey took his great-grandmother's coffin and kept it in his backyard for 20 years. Joey then records himself as he opens the casket and kisses his long-dead great-grandmother. I'll censor his great-grandmother, but if you still don't want to see any of this, skip ahead to here. As Aristotle once said, "What the fuck?" At the end of the video, he says that her name was Catherine Lou Hall. I did some searching online and couldn't find anything surrounding a Catherine Lou Hall that passed away in 1945. Of course, it was a long time ago and pre-internet, so records of her may not be anywhere online. Joey's channel covers other odd things like him holding what he claims is his great-grandfather's skull to him going to random Halloween parties. Joey's last video was in 2015, though don't worry, he is still alive and active on other social medias under his name DJ Def Joey. It's hard to decipher the truth behind this video and definitely say if it is in fact real. As far as I know, he hasn't mentioned the video since around the time he uploaded it, so we're left with speculating on two possibilities. Either his great-grandmother in that coffin is real, and the cemetery really did give her to Joey after upkeep and costs became too much to handle. Or it is a prop meant to realistically resemble an old woman's decomposed corpse. For it to be real, Joey has to spend a lot of time keeping her clothes and the inside of the coffin clean on a consistent basis, which includes changing her clothes and cleaning up any results of decomposition that may occur inside. Not to mention how the corpse looks to be in very good condition after over 60 years. Though, just to be clear, I have literally no knowledge about any of this stuff, so take all of that with a massive grain of salt. I'm genuinely torn and have no clue if it's real or fake. Hopefully one of you is a mortician who could give some input on this whole situation in the comments. PS3 Baby Commercial. The PS3 Baby Commercial, wow, that is a weird thing to say, was an ad made by Sony to promote the upcoming release of the PlayStation 3 back in 2006. The people behind the scenes who made this ad must have been on the wildest of drugs to come up with whatever this is meant to be. I was way too young during the time this aired to remember seeing this, or maybe I was just lucky enough to have this not grace my eyeballs. The baby has nothing to do with the PlayStation 3 at all, so it's bizarre that Sony chose to go the scary baby route with their advertising. It's all just weird and was probably extremely creepy and even scary to those who experienced it randomly on their TVs in the middle of the night. Blank Room Soup. Oh boy, this one is a rabbit hole, so stay with me. In 2005, a video titled Freaky Soup Guy was uploaded to YouTube. The video shows a shirtless man eating some kind of soup with a massive spoon while another person in a weird costume walks up to him. and starts patting him on the back as he eats. He then starts sobbing for some unknown reason as a second costumed character comes into frame. Soon after, the video ends. Theories spread surrounding the backstory of this video and what is actually happening in it. Some speculated that the video was from the dark web, and the man eating the soup was actually forced to eat the human remains of his loved ones. Others claimed the whole thing was a hoax, or at the very least, not real. The costumes used by the two people who comfort the person eating are actually costumes of Ray Ray, a character, or I guess characters, created by Raymond Percy, a film artist and animator who's even worked on extremely popular films over the past years since, such as Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, and Zootopia. In 2015, Raimbot contacted Percy and asked him about the video. In short, he said that after performing at a place on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, some of his Ray Ray costumes were stolen from the RV they were storing them away in. He speculated that it could have been anyone in the club during the performance who stuck around after to steal it. Soon after, Raymond got an email containing the video commonly known as Blank Room Soup. He was weirded out by it, uploading it to YouTube to share with his group. Side note, the channel that originally uploaded Freaky Soup Guy, aka Blank Room Soup, back in 2005, was in fact Raymond's YouTube channel. When you use the Wayback Machine, the name on the account is Raymond, and he has a link to a Ray Ray MySpace page. Alright, anyways, back to the story. Raymond said that the ways the characters moved in that video are extremely similar to the ways the actual live performers behave, something he believes is possibly due to them being watched and observed over a long period of time at multiple shows. Over the years, 4 total parts of Blank Room Soup were uploaded to YouTube. Part 2 was uploaded to Metacafe in 2007 on the account Ray Ray TV, before eventually going to YouTube. The video was called Soup Torture and is mostly similar to the original video, except this time, both Ray Rays stand further behind the man eating. Near the end of the video, the left one sprints towards the man before the video abruptly ends. This is something that just screams fake and performance art, because realistically, if the rumors about how the man is being held against his will and forced to eat horrific things is true, why would that Ray Ray sprint at the man like that? Think about it. After the camera cuts, what do you think happened? He isn't holding anything, nor does he show any visible intention when he is just inches away from the man, aside from what just looks like him trying to make a creepy or scary ending to a performative video. I mean, he's sprinting towards the man like he's the Kool-Aid Man about to break through a brick wall. Now, as you can probably tell, parts 1 and 2 were 100% filmed with the same people in the same room, most likely all at once, though parts 3 and 4 muddy things up a bit. Parts 3 and 4 could have been filmed at an entirely different time with completely different people involved. Blank Room Soup Part 3 was uploaded, as far as I'm aware, just a few years ago, and Part 4 even more recently. I couldn't find an exact date that these versions originally popped up on, and considering all of the countless YouTubers who investigated Blank Room Soup 5 or so years ago never mentioned it, it can be assumed it only resurfaced recently. Before I go on, here's parts 3 and 4 of Blank Room Soup. Judging by the quality, the video seems old, like it was recorded around the time the first 2 parts were uploaded. The tied-up man being held by Ray Ray in part 3 looks identical to Gil Sharon, one of the members of a band named Stolen Babies. The same band that Raymond Percy's younger sister, Dominique Percy, is the lead vocalist in. Regarding part 4, there isn't really anything of substance in relation to this whole mystery. Okay, let's summarize everything we know. In 2005, on one of Raymond's old YouTube channels, Renaissance Men, he uploaded Freaky Soup Guy, which by now is the well-known Blank Room Soup video. Later, in 2007, he uploaded part 2, titled Soup Torture, to both Dailymotion and Metacafe before reaching YouTube much later. Fast forwarding to 2015, Rainbot, who was investigating Blank Room Soup, contacted Raymond, who told her that back in 2005, after one of his live Ray Ray performances or plays, both Ray Ray costumes were stolen, and a few weeks later, he received the original Blank Room Soup video anonymously through email, which he then uploaded onto his channel. For some reason, part 2 was uploaded 2 years later, with parts 3 and 4 coming many years down the line, one of which including a member of Raymond's sister's band. Not to mention that Ray Rays have been used in one of the band's music videos created in 2006. Given this, we know that at the very least, part 3 and possibly even 4 was filmed by Raymond. Taking everything into consideration, there are really only 2 possibilities behind the truth of Blank Room Soup. 1. Raymond told the truth to Rainbot, and he really did receive an email with the original video inside, later filming parts 3 and 4 himself. Or 2. Raymond has been the mastermind behind this entire thing, and he lied to Rainbot. If I had to pick, I honestly believe the latter. I think Raymond was the one behind everything from the start, and that he lied to Rainbot to keep the mystery going. I mean, think about it. Why would he ever admit to creating the original if people were constantly looking into it over the years, keeping some of his work, his character, Ray Ray, in the spotlight? If you were Raymond, why would you ever admit that everything was fake if you have nothing to gain by doing so? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Was Raymond telling the truth, or was he lying this entire time? Is what I said when I realized we're already at the end of the video. Don't worry, a part 3 will come eventually, so like, and most importantly, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it.